Hello everyone and welcome back. In today's video, I wanted to talk all about IUDs, birth control, my personal experience with both of those things, advantages, disadvantages, kind of diving into both of them and seeing what works best for you, benefits, whether it's for contraceptive, non-contraceptive reasons, all that good stuff. We're gonna dive right into it. So I started off taking birth control when I was 16. I was a late bloomer. I didn't get my first period until maybe around that time, maybe 15. Usually some girls start getting it around 12 years old. So I was a bit late, and once I first got it, my periods became more irregular. So it was harder to pinpoint when it was gonna start and end. It was kind of all over the place. It was very hard to plan it out because some days I'd be at school. Let's just give an example. Period would come. It literally just feels like you're peeing yourself, but you can't stop. This could be just like TMI situation. This could be like TMI, but I'm just like, you gotta give the whole spiel to understand what I'm trying to explain here. So it feels like you're peeing yourself, but you can't stop it. So you're like, oh my gosh, okay, you gotta run to the bathroom, blah, blah, blah. Your period's here, and then you just stained whatever clothes you're in. You're embarrassed, and you're like, oh my gosh, what do I do? It's like when you first get your period, you're really confused and trying to figure it out, navigate it, whatnot. So that wasn't fun. I wouldn't get it for 4 months, 3 months at a time, and it would suddenly show up. And then of course, the one day it shows up, I'm wearing white shorts, white pants, what have you. Just the embarrassment of you would have to hide it and or throw a good pair of nice white shorts. That happened. That was a thing when I was in Seattle with my family. It just decided to show up, and then it ruined a pair of beautifully nice white shorts. I didn't like that. What is one of the benefits of birth control is kind of regulating your periods, specifically pills, birth control pills. I started those. Another thing on top of first getting my period is I was experiencing quite painful cramps. It wasn't the worst thing in the world, but it was causing a lot of discomfort to where I couldn't go without taking any pain medication, or it was just I was kind of out for that day, basically. That wasn't convenient at all because I hate not being productive, and you can't help it. It's the menstrual pain it's there. You can't really get rid of it. So that was another reason for starting the birth control pill to, yes, regulate my period and help with menstrual pain. Non-contraceptive benefits to contraception, regulation of your menstrual cycle, and helping relieve menstrual pain, menstrual flow, and anemia, reduce risk of pelvic inflammatory disease. Just you can research this yourself. It's supposed to help with ovarian cysts, whatnot, things like that. Just really getting more into it. So yes, I started the birth control pill. It started working. I was getting regular periods. I wasn't experiencing any pain, which was great. I wasn't having any cramping pain. Menstrual flow was less, and I was on the pill for up until now. I'm 23 now, and I started taking the pill around 16. Quite a while until I made the switch, and that's why most of you are here, because I'm going to be talking about the IUD. So my IUD, I got the Kylina because it's what was best suited for me. My family doctor had talked many times to me about it. Every time I went in to get a refill of my birth control prescription, she would always recommend it because it was just the convenience of it, of not having to constantly be going in to see her or get an appointment over the phone with her to re-get my prescription. The IUD, that was the biggest thing for me, is just the convenience. I'm gonna go over each IUD, all the different types, how long they last, and just different benefits, disadvantages of each of them. So first off, just talking about IUDs in general, it's highly effective, more so effective than the birth control pill, with a 98 to 99% success rate over 5 years of IUD use, which is so long. It's such a long time, because I'll get into my personal experience of just getting it inserted, which it's not, that's what most people fear about, is just the insertion. If you get through that, you're fine, and then it's just 5 years of just clarity. It can be used by almost any women, including nulliparous. I don't know how to say that, boys. What are these words? Nulliparous. Nulliparous. Nelly Paris? What is that? oh, okay, you haven't been pregnant, something like that. Its action lasts for 10 years if it is not removed in between. Okay, so that's if you, I guess, don't get it removed, because you are supposed to get it changed out within that, after it hits 5 years. The onset of action is immediate, so as soon as you get it inserted, it's working. Obviously, you give it some time to like get used to its new environment and your ovaries. Don't go fiddling with it, just let it, get settled. At least give it a week, okay, before you start doing anything crazy, like even working out, anything like that. Just like let your body get used to it. It is independent of sexual activity. Okay. It doesn't interfere with intercourse, because I've heard of people who get the IUD, because I've heard of some fellow women who would get the IUD for contraceptive reasons. And when you insert it, it has these strings attached to it that the doctor cuts them long enough. So then the strings are long enough to be able to like wrap around your cervix, and it kind of gets settled within your cervix so that you don't feel any strings, or you shouldn't for that matter. Fertility returns promptly on discontinuation. So if you decided you just got your IUD, you've had it for 3 years, you decide to have a baby, you can get it removed and you can start trying for a baby right then and there. It doesn't interfere with your fertility. It can be used by women who are on any type of medication, blah, 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 blah. And then just some disadvantages, because your doctor, when you discuss getting an IUD with your family doctor, they're gonna also go over some of the side effects that may happen, just some of the risks, because they have to go over all areas with you. For contraceptive reasons, it doesn't offer any protection against sexually transmitted infections, so like STIs, okay? They're going to go over all that with you if that's the reason why you're getting one. Expulsion, this is a known one that they'll talk to you about. In rare cases, an expulsion of IUD may occur, especially following or during the periods in the first 3 months that you had your IUD inserted. So it's the IUD kind of coming out of your cervix, which is like rare for that to happen. It says the risk is approximately 5%, so fairly low. If the device is expelled and the loss is noticed only after a few days, backup contraception should be immediately adopted. Let's go over the differences between each IUD. So I'm going to be talking about the Mirena, just basically the ones I know about. So Mirena, Kyleena, and then the copper IUD. So the Mirena IUD is a hormonal type. Mirena works by slowly releasing the hormone, LNG, I'm not even gonna begin to try to pronounce that because I'm gonna butcher it, into your body each day. So pros and cons: lasts up to 7 years, can make periods lighter, less frequent, highly effective. Cons: expensive without insurance. I had insurance, luckily, so mine was covered, because it can be expensive. It can be anywhere between like $300 to $1,000. Mine was about just under $500, around there. May cause physical and mental health side effects. Now I'm gonna go over the Kyleena, which is the one I have. It is a hormonal type. Kyleena also works by slowly releasing low doses of LNG, the same type of hormonal as Mirena. Okay, pros to Kyleena: lasts 5 years, lower hormone option than birth control pills. Cons: expensive without insurance, can cause some physical side effects as other hormonal IUDs. So now let's go into the copper IUD, which is the non-hormonal option. Pros: longest lasting IUD, can work as a form of emergency contraception. Good option for those wanting to avoid hormones. It's probably the biggest thing. Cons: expensive without insurance, may cause longer and heavier periods as well as cramping. There's always risks to everything. And there's different sizes to each of these IUDs, and that's kind of what led me to choose Kyleena, because it's more common for Mirena to be used by women who have previously had children, because I guess it's a little bit bigger, not by much, but it's a little bit bigger. So I was just like, okay, Kyleena just seems to be the best fit for me, might be more comfortable. I don't know, that's kind of what I was going off of. Now for the last part of this video, I'm going to be going over my personal experience with my IUD insertion and how it's been for me so far. My experience was good, no crazy amount of pain. I'll start by, it was early morning appointment. I went in, it was a whole ordeal. You have to bring in a pregnancy test so that they know it's safe for insertion. So you go in, you take your pregnancy test, they know it's negative, okay, you're good to go. They take you into the room, you get all your things settled, you get comfortable, you take off any clothing needed, you get under the sheet that they give you. It's you go on the table, you know the whole setup. If you've gotten a pap smear or anything like that, then you'll understand the process, but I haven't gotten anything like that before, so this was new for me. Got on the bed, got my sheet on, gave me enough time. They came in, she had a medical student with her. She was looking into going into family medicine, so of course they're gonna have people overlooking what they do throughout the day, whatnot, just learning. I was fine with it. She made me comfortable looking over, I guess, how to do an IUD insertion. So I was like, oh, great, okay, we're doing a whole learning process here. I recommend taking something that is gonna distract you. So whether it be relaxing music, a nice aroma, a scent. I brought that as well. So I brought the scent, sprayed some of that, and then I had one of those anxiety rings, or I guess like sensory rings that you kind of just roll on your finger, and it causes little ridges, and it's just like kind of, I don't know, stimulating that area so it distracts you from what's actually happening in another region. So I brought that. That helped a lot. They kind of get right into it. My doctor explained the entire process to me, told me everything, walked through everything with me, what she was doing throughout the whole process. Because I was looking up, researching the whole process for it, and yeah, it was spooking me out quite a little bit. So yeah, I was going into it a bit nervous. They apply, they have me like sit my feet up, propped up, so that I'm well elongated and opened up for her to begin the procedure. I'm laying down, just like focusing on my breathing, rolling my ring, and just trying to make being in a clinic as comfortable as possible. She puts in the clamps that kind of open up your cervix, okay, so that she can see everything that she needs to see. Just gonna describe, it was a little cold, that's about it, that didn't hurt. And then she goes into doing the cleanser. So she begins to say, yes, that's gonna sting a little bit. It was fine, it was nothing crazy. She applies that to cleanse the area that she's about to, basically the entire area, the entire cervix, I should say. And then she goes into, they have to measure before they go in to insert the IUD to make sure they do it properly. And then I think she has to measure a second time with something else. I'm not 100% sure. I think that's what happened, because the first measuring part wasn't bad, and then she measured again, and that's when I started feeling an intense amount of cramping pain. I was able to handle it. I was just breathing through it, rubbing my ring, just breathing through it, just waiting, because it was like, she did it fairly quickly. So as she was like holding that measurement, or whatever was opening up my cervix, I can't really explain entirely what was going on there. I just know I started feeling an intense cramping pain. And then she goes in, she's saying, okay, now I'm about to insert the IUD. I'm like, it wasn't inserted yet? Then why am I feeling this much pain? Anyway, bearable. It's just like it's like you're having an intense cramps is basically what it is. And so she goes in, inserts it. The intense cramping was so overbearing that I didn't even feel the inserting of the IUD. So I'm like, okay. So then she takes something out after she puts in the placement. She's like, okay, let me remove this measuring thing, whatever. She removes that. And then I'm like, oh, instantly, like, I'm relieved. The cramping pain goes away. I'm like, okay, whatever was like holding open my cervix, I don't know what caused the cramping before the actual IUD went in. And then after she took that out, it was fine. So I'm like, okay, I'm feeling all right. She's taking out the tongs. Okay, she takes that out, and she's like, okay, now just take a second, because you might be a little lightheaded, whatnot. It was a lot of like cramping pain in one go. I might be a little overwhelmed. My body's just like what just happened? She leaves the room. I get up slowly. I'm feeling fine, but I'm taking her words and being cautious, getting up slowly, because I don't want to accidentally, like, maybe I'm feeling good, but then maybe I'm not. And I'm like, oh, I'm sitting up on the bed. I'm like, you know, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling all right. I'm not feeling it right now. I'm not seeing like I'm not feeling any pain. So I start putting everything back on, getting myself together. She comes back in. I'm already like all together. She gives me my sheet of just like kind of things to go over afterwards, right after this procedure. She goes over what to do, how long until like you can work out, all this other stuff, like basically the whole rundown, things you can't do right after getting your IUD. Left, I planned on going to work that day. I should have booked the day off. Don't know why. It was all good though. I went to work. An hour into working, I started feeling a bit of cramping. Hold up. Take some painkillers right before you get the inserted IUD, because that's going to take into effect right as the insertion process happens. So you want to have something a little beforehand to start taking action once you start, because that like cramping feeling happens like so fast. So you're going to want to take something before you go in to get the IUD inserted, and then again take something afterwards, which I did. I took some more Tylenol, Advil, whatever you like to take. It's best to like mix Advil and Tylenol to get like a kind of have their own benefits, so it's good to pair the two as like a painkiller. You can also use ibuprofen. I was using that as well. Again, just watch your intake. Took those. An hour into working, I started feeling more intense cramping, whereas I already took my painkiller. So I'm like, okay, it must be pretty bad if I'm like starting to feel it through taking these painkillers, and I'm still feeling this quite an intense amount of pain now. It was basically like I was having contractions to where I had to stop what I was doing and breathe through the cramp, and then it would go away, and then not even like 2 minutes later it would come back again, breathe through it. So at that point I was like, okay, no, I have to go home. This is not okay. It was completely understandable. Like why are you here? Go home. You just got an IUD inserted. Anyway, I went home, rested for the rest of the day. I was still feeling on and off the cramping pain. It wasn't as intense as the insertion, like that one cramp, but after that it felt like regular menstrual cramp pains. Do whatever you gotta do. Put a hot compress on your stomach, lower stomach, and just take your meds. Relax, lay down, do whatever you need to do to aid the cramping pain. After that, it was kind of like the next day, yeah, I still needed to take some painkillers every now and then, but then it started to linger out to where I didn't need to even think about that. And I'm now at the point to where I don't even know it's there, where I'm not feeling any pain at all, not having any cramping pain, nothing. Yeah, I haven't felt anything. I haven't. Of course, you have the spotting, so there has been some bleeding, not crazy, not anything crazy like that, no heavy bleeding, but just spotting, just stuff like that. And that's normal to happen within the first month of getting it, the first month to 3 months. I haven't experienced any headaches, nothing like that. That's been like just the bleeding, the spotting is the only thing I've really had a side effect of. Other than that, it's been smooth sailing since getting the insertion. So I don't know, I'm gonna see where it takes me. If there's any new side effects, then I'll post an updated video, but again, for now, I got inserted almost a month ago, and so far so good. I definitely recommend it for the convenience of it, not having to constantly go in, get a new prescription made from your doctor, whatnot. Just the convenience of just not having to worry about it and not having to worry about taking a pill every day is entirely different for me. So that was great. Yeah, that's about it for my experience. Nothing, like, don't be too afraid of the insertion process. It's so fast that it's not even worth worrying about. You get through it, you push through it, and then you get out. That's it. It's so fast. And if you go with the right doctor, your family doctor, they're going to make you feel comfortable, answer any questions that you have that might be causing some anxiety for you, and they're going to relieve that anxiety. That's what my doctor did, and I felt totally comfortable and confident with her doing the procedure. I know I'm still happy with making that decision to switch to the IUD. I recommend you guys look into it yourselves. Thank you so much for listening in today about IUDs, birth control, all that good stuff. I hope to see you in my next video. Bye-bye.